Welcome Rock Up Podcast, everybody. It is Friday night. Let's go. Woo! If that doesn't get your goddamn engine revved, I don't know what the fuck will. That was Morbosidad playing their song Cogete a Dios por el culo, which means fuck God up the ass. I love it. Thank you all for tuning in to Rock Up Podcast. Rock Up Podcast is brought to you by the good people at Blackbird Tattoo and Piercing, 300 South State, Clearfield, Utah. Make yourself an appointment, go there, get tattooed, pierced, or even a facial. Also, you fine folks can always reach me at rocketpodcast@gmail.com or on any of the social media bullshits. Oh man, it has been a goddamned week, hasn't it? A lot of bad shit going on this week, man. A lot of bad shit. I laugh so I don't cry, is what that is. Oh, laugh it up. We're about, I don't know, about an hour away from September 11th, which, is a reminder that we can't be caught with our pants down again, even though President Biden seems to be wanting to drop our pants. U.S. military forces removed from Afghanistan. 100 American civilians still left there, and not to mention all of our allies that helped and fought on our side and helped to subdue the Taliban, which overall is making the world a much less safe, much more dangerous place for free-loving people. So, in all of those who have fallen, all of those who are lost, never forget. I sure as fuck won't. Ooh. I do like rum a lot lately. It's just sweet and yummy. And it helps me drown my sorrows. A statue of General Lee was removed in Richmond, Virginia this week. I fully disagree with that decision. I think as a history buff myself, he was one of the finest generals to ever come out of these United States, and it's a disservice to history and the overall story. It also causes more divide, I believe, amongst races of people. So I definitely disagree with it. I won't get too much into it. I have my own opinions about things. If you like them, great. If not, that's fine. You don't have to agree with everything I say. Um, so you guys remember last week we were talking about this Das Fest version. Hang on, the Das Fest des Schwarzen Horde. One of the bands on there playing my good pals, Okultus Ritual, were kicked off of the bill. So now it's 6 bands kicked off the bill because they were quote unquote Nazis with right wing agenda. They have 2 Asians in their band, Asian Americans in their band, and last I checked, it wasn't illegal to be conservative or have, right wing politics leanings. But yeah, they were kicked off the show by the venue, Ace's High Saloon, which was my favorite watering hole. And I have all of the guys in the Okultus Ritual are just great guys, great guys. But their bassist, Micah in particular, I'm particularly close to. So I know he and I aren't going to be going because that whole rumor mill sewing circle bullshit. Fuck that noise. It's just disappointing because you would think that Salt Lake City would be more of a community than it is, and you would hope that all these people that have known each other for years and years and years and thought they were all friends could coexist, I guess, with their different beliefs, different system of ideals, and just play some heavy metal music. But that's not where we're at anymore. That's not the way it is anymore. Now you have a couple people that they shout Nazi from far away with no real clear backing of the claim. It's just a rumor. And people just take it at face value. So I'm extremely disappointed in the venue. I'm very disappointed in those that are spreading the rumor, and it's just it's disgusting. I mean, there are other allegations about another band here in town, and those were stupid too. But we are where we are, and right now there are people who are making rules that we all have to follow, quote unquote follow, putting up walls everywhere, and that is pressure to the artist, which is, to me, in the long run, a good thing, because it makes you create your own venues, your own booking deals. It makes you think outside the box and make you do things in a different way. And there are always ways to do things in a different way. So, as Salt Lake City and Utah becomes more and more progressive from the influx of people moving out in here, from California and other places, it's just goddamn irritating to see it done to your pals, So, yeah, man, I ain't going to that place. So, in honor of my pals in Okultus Ritual, I'm gonna play one of their songs. It's funny, the song Secret War of Abomination. It's so there's a secret war going on, but it's secret because people are cowards. You know, they can't come right out and say, "Hey, I don't like you because of this, that, the other." They have to do it all in these Facebook messages and stuff, not a conversation and face to face. Of course not. What's that great quote by Mike Tyson? People would be less comfortable talking shit on the internet if someone was, in front of them. Whatever. Paraphrasing, obviously. But here's my friends, Okultus Ritual.
You wanna fuck with me? You want more? You think I'm coming with better? Get your fucking better! Get it!
Michael K. Williams was an American actor. He played Omar Little on The Wire and Albert Chalky White on the HBO series Boardwalk Empire. He's also acclaimed for his role as Jack Key, husband of Bessie Smith, in the HBO telefilm biopic Bessie. Michael K. Williams died September 6th, this week. He was a great actor. And what did he die from? Heroin. An opiate. America has a fucking problem. America has a lot of problems. But one of them in particular is opiates. Now, one in particular that is kind of a morbid curiosity of a lot of us is the one called Krokodil. It's like a morbid curiosity because with it you get these big, disgusting fucking lesions, and the tissue around the injection area starts deteriorating and dies. Like the tissue, like the cells can't reproduce themselves, they just die. So we're going to get into Krokodil, also known as desomorphine. So I know it may seem like Krokodil's kind of a newer thing, but desomorphine, the actual technical name for it, has been around since 1920. It was invented in 1920 by a group of German biologists. It was synthesized in 1932. Now, where it gets its weird name from, crocodile, right? It sounds like fucking crocodile. And one of the things is because it makes the skin scaly and green and shit. That's not where it comes from. It gets its name from chlorocoated, which is a derivative of codeine. Codeine, is a painkiller. A lot of it, you could, you used to be able to get codeine out of like Robitussin, NyQuil, right? That's why whenever you go to the fucking store and you're sick and you have to buy some NyQuil or whatever, they have to check your ID because there's codeine in it. So that's where it gets its name from. It's not from the fucking scaly ass like thing. It was a nickname, I believe, is given to it by the chemists that were trying to make it. Now, the crocodile tears, that are the big, disgusting fucking pustule lesions and shit that show up around the injection area. Now, what the fuck is in Krokodil that makes it so crazy? One thing is that Krokodil, it's stronger than heroin. It's more potent than heroin. It hits you way, way harder, apparently. I don't know from experience. So, like I was saying, it's stronger than heroin. It lasts about 2 hours, and it's highly addictive. And the life, like the expected life expectancy of people using this shit is only like a year or two. What the fuck is in this shit that makes it so crazy, you ask? Well, the main ingredient is the desomorphine, the codeine, right, from cough syrup. They get that from cough syrup, whatever. Over the counter, you could get it from, whatever, Dayquil, fucking whatever. But then they mix it with toxic as fuck chemicals, right? Like lighter fluid, alcohol, like rubbing alcohol, industrial fucking cleaners, gasoline, just to mention a few. That is what makes it super cheap on the street. Whereas, like, say a hit of heroin is like $20. Krokodil you can get for like a few dollars. So very appealing to people that just want to get fucked up and don't care how they die. But that is why it spreads so fast, because it's super easy to make. So the skin ulcerations, and also it can cause gangrene. Now, it started in Russia, right? It started in Russia because that's That's where they were trying to use it as actually like a almost like a generic morphine for uh, war or surgery or whatever. So they were trying to use it as like a generic of that, but they realized how lethal as fuck this shit is, and they stopped using it completely. But on the black market and on the street, it still kind of stayed around, right? Especially with like desperate, disgusting fucking heroin addicts. So it kind of stuck around. Now, it's spread. Like any kind of drug, it spreads, right? And it doesn't matter like what country you're from or wherever. If it's a drug and it's gonna fuck you up, there's gonna be people desperate enough to get fucked up to use it. So it spread to like Ukraine and Germany, and all around like Eastern Russia or Eastern Europe. But it became a rumor, like a like an urban legend, right, for the United States. So, oh, watch out for this crocodile; it's coming. And for a long time, the U.S. like medical people were saying, "Ah, that's bullshit. They're not gonna," medical journals and all these things. They were saying, "Ah, it's not gonna come here. It's not coming here." And then it was found out to have come here. It first showed up in Arizona, St. Louis, and even made it to the great state of Utah, which I reside in. So you guys can all get on YouTube and check out the fucking crocodile bullshit. Like all the videos. There's like a documentary by Vice where it's a bunch of Russian teens living in a squat and using crocodile, and they're all basically dying. So it's not an urban legend. It is here in the United States, and if people are desperate enough, they will fucking like start using this shit. But that kind of brings me back to Michael K. Williams. We have an opiate problem in the United States. People don't just have some drinks, smoke some pot, and call it a day. People are getting hooked on shit, right? And the biggest thing people get hooked on, and no matter what kind of derivative it is, it's this whole opiate epidemic. The ironic thing is, I just saw Michael Williams in a kind of a documentary about this stuff called lean, right? But we all kind of know it as scissor, which is basically cough syrup for the codeine and Sprite, right? Purple drink, the scissor. I was in a band and I kept trying to get us to call it purple drink, and no one was going for it because I thought it was hilarious. People are getting addicted to that. I guess in like the black communities they call it lean, but or scissor, right? But yeah, it's that fucking. But it's the main shit, that codeine shit, that people are getting addicted to because they use it for partying, whatever, getting fucked up. Which I'm all for getting fucked up, as long as it isn't a detriment to yourself. I'm here drinking a couple beers, talking to you fine folks, playing some heavy metal music. I'm definitely not sober, but I'm not like an addict where I need something. I require something in order to get through my day. One thing I did want to add is that the medical community was in denial about it being here in the United States because they never got a sample of it. But how many people that are fucking like desperate enough to use this shit are going to take this into their doctor and be like, Here, this is what I've been injecting into my body. Will you check it out, make sure it's okay? Or do they even have a fucking doctor? They're not going to take it to a free clinician, you know? Because it's a fucking drug. They're going to get arrested for that shit. So I think that is pretty fucking stupid. Now, we don't hear about Krokodil a lot anymore, but I still wanted to talk about it because, one, it's a morbid curiosity of mine personally, and then also just related to this whole Michael Williams dying, you know, because of the opiate problem. You know, Utah has a big fucking heroin problem, and with heroin, I think, you know, the next thing that's coming is going to be this shit. So, be on the lookout, kids. You might have to put a fucking crocodile addict down with your fucking gat. But in the meantime, enjoy this song by Cattle Decapitation Clandestine Ways, also known as Crocodile Rot. You know, speaking of rotting, putrid, decaying, fermented skin, this is a song called Fermented Goat Skin by Anal Holocaust. Alright, goddammit, it's time to focus on some positive things. Like tomorrow. Tomorrow is a big rivalry game. BYU versus University of Utah. And that is always a big deal here in the state of Utah. It's ranked 14th in all the college football rivalries, which, if you consider how many goddamn college football teams there are, that's pretty good. I mean, the top ones obviously is like, off the top of my head, Alabama and Auburn. Fuck Auburn. Ohio and Michigan. BYU, Utah, obviously I'm talking about that. Navy, Army. What else is there? Harvard, Yale, but fuck both them. You know, whatever. But I'm excited about football. I love football. I love football season. It's the best time of the year. It's warm and cold and cool at the same time. It's starting to cool down here in Utah, and I'm just really looking forward to watching some football, drinking some beers, and I'm gonna smoke a rack of ribs tomorrow. Never done that before with the smoker. Still kind of new to the smoker situation. Very excited about it. So, I'm looking forward to that. Also, the Kickin' Rocks podcast was we went on a hike up Wolverine Peak trail. It was the hardest hike I've ever done in my entire life, and I hike a lot. It was all uphill. Sometimes you had to scramble over rocks. It was very intense. Great time. Great time with Adam's sweet, stinky ass, and just having fun. And, it was a beautiful day, and we had a good time. So I'm really looking forward to all of you guys checking that out. Kickin' Rocks podcast on YouTube. There's video he's making of it. He's doing the whole fucking thing. He's doing like music and background music and interviewing each other and all kinds of shit, right? I just had an idea, and Adam kind of took it and ran with it. So, very excited about that. I'm really excited for it to come out, and I will definitely let you guys know as soon as that motherfucker comes out. Anything else I can think of? No, I can't really think of anything else. Kind of on the fence on who I want to win that BYU-Utah game. BYU had a really good season. Good season last year. Oh, the booze are starting to kick in. So I'm kind of rooting for BYU to win. Even though my wife went to the U, and, my mom went to the U, my brother went to the U, and all this, whatever. I'm kind of rooting for BYU to win, I think they're the underdog. I think it's their time to win. I think I think they could do it, So, fuck it. I'll just say go Cougs. And may the best man win. Thank you guys all for tuning in to Rocket Podcast. I appreciate it very much. Thanks for listening to me, bitch. It's been a week. God damn it. Also nothing. Okay? Nothing. I got nothing else. I thought I had something, then I lost it. Thank you guys all for tuning in. RocketPodcast@gmail.com if you want to hit me up. Support Blackbird Tattoo and Piercing. And in the meantime, drink beer and go fuck yourselves.